That is a sensory overload.
Oh, so basically my brain under pressure or in a crowd. Hello, Internet. I'm Ren, and today I want to talk about Season 3, Episode 3 of The Last Frontier. I mean, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, a space adventure hour. This episode was a ton of fun and is probably my favorite entry so far this season. So let's get into it. This is going to be another one of my unscripted, low-key reviews, so it's just me, my notes, and my hyperfixation while we break down this episode. And of course, this video will contain spoilers for Strange New Worlds up to this point, as well as potential spoilers for prior Star Trek series, so you have been warned. The premise of the episode is pretty simple. While the Enterprise investigates a neutron star, La'an is tasked with testing new holodeck technology and putting it through its paces to determine if it should be integrated into starships going on longer-term missions. She gets to create the program that she uses to test the holodeck.
Amelia Moon? The hell is that?
Detective stories from Earth in the 1960s.
So she bases it on a series of detective novels she loved as a child called Amelia Moon.
The captain of the ship that rescued me from the Gorn, he gave me a copy and I became obsessed.
So we follow her, and eventually Spock, as they try to solve a murder mystery in 1969 Hollywood.
Tony Hart, head of Le Mans Picture Studios, was strangled in his own home.
Set during a gathering related to a particularly familiar television show.
You may recognize some of the guests from Le Mans television space adventure hour, The Last Frontier,
which is facing cancellation. Because the holodeck technology is so new, all of the characters have to be based on existing transporter patterns from the crew.
Use their likenesses to create holographic interactive avatars.
And so their holographic likenesses offer us some fun new outfits, and some fantastic performances from the cast.
Protect your clients.
Except the murderer, obviously. I'm gonna drop that.
Of course, we hit all of the holodeck malfunction episode highlights, with everything going horribly awry, the safety protocols shutting off.
Blood? What? I thought the holodeck had safety protocols.
Becoming trapped in the simulation.
Computer, Arch.
And of course, weirdly self-aware holograms. And there's a twist regarding the prompt that La'an used to create the program.
Computer, factoring in my skills as an investigator, it's a new mystery that I will find challenging to solve.
Which is reminiscent of elementary Dear Data.
Computer, in the Holmesian style, create a mystery to confound Data with an opponent who has the ability to defeat him.
A classic TNG holodeck episode where Data encounters a self-aware Moriarty.
What have we here?
Computer standing by.
Meanwhile, in what serves as a B-plot, Scotty is having a rough day as he tries to manage all of the holodeck malfunctions without seeking help from his colleagues.
Do you need a second set of eyes?
No, I've got it. In my experience, sometimes a second set of eyes can be detrimental.
Although he does eventually cave and consult Uhura about a communication issue he's having.
In the highly unlikely event that I were to have lost all contact with Lan, what would you advise?
Ultimately, once everything's resolved, he gets yelled at by Una.
There is never any reason to do something alone when you need help.
Yeah, but what if there is?
This crew is a team.
You know, the real captain of the starship who does things like make decisions and mete out discipline.
What happened on the Stardiver wasn't your fault. What we do here is hard, and sometimes bad things happen.
But overall, this was a great episode. As I said, it's definitely my favorite of the season so far. One of my favorite things about Star Trek is how it's able to easily genre bend, and the holodeck is one of the easiest means with which to do that. You know, you can have a whimsical Irish village for a couple of episodes, or you can have Janeway with her governess holo novels, or Data as Sherlock Holmes, or Worf and his son in a Western. There's lots of options with the holodeck. And they've always been such a fun way to put our familiar characters in a new setting and explore different sides of them in these environments. This one is particularly good though, not in the least because La'an seems to be having so much fun with it all.
I have spent so many hours reading about Amelia, I just can't believe I actually get to be her.
The costume, the puns.
And the key to this puzzle is as clear as glass.
She even does an accent for the character.
Your host, Tony Hart, is dead. And one of you murdered him.
It's incredibly cute, and I love her classic little gumshoe voiceover monologue.
Hollywood, California. Mansions, movie stars, and murder.
I also love the framing device with The Last Frontier.
And I am known for my diction.
Which not only makes a lot of tongue-in-cheek jokes about and nods to the original series.
The leg bit.
I don't know, I thought I had...
Well, it's clearly my right. It's a captain's line. Why would she have the leg bit?
but also references just how hard Lucille Ball fought to get Star Trek produced.
You fought to get it on the air. Leverage your relationships with the studio and your ex-husband.
And how much she believed in the project.
When I heard TK's pitch for The Last Frontier, I knew it was special.
It also references Star Trek's near cancellation, which results in a great speech from Uhura about the enduring legacy of Star Trek.
Do you realize how rare a show like this is? Social commentary with rubber masks and buried metaphors.
And I do think it's important that Uhura is ultimately the one to give that speech, considering just how groundbreaking Nichelle Nichols' version of the character was in the original series.
TK wanted Frontier to take our rotten world with its warts and injustices and give audiences something better.
And how we know that it did objectively inspire some people to become astronauts.
You don't think some kid out there is going to see this show and spend the rest of their life searching the stars?
It was honestly beautiful, and the episode in general actually has a lot in the way of themes about the impact of art.
You don't think a person can love a piece of art or music or a story so much that it heals them?
Including La'an's experience with her Amelia Moon novels.
Amelia was an outsider, and she always got justice. She had an effect on me.
And Mbenga's speech about the importance of art generally.
If I can give a gift to the world, I want to help people unleash the artistic beast inside of them.
In the age of AI slop, I think it's really important to remember just how special art is and how valuable it is when it's created by other human beings. But either way, it gave me big feelings because Star Trek always gives me big feelings, and I love this show so much, and it's kind of nice to see this sort of little love letter to Trek and how it's impacted and become a home for so many people.
A show like this could have gone on forever, given generations of fans a place to feel seen, to belong.
I love it. I also really enjoyed the mystery elements of this episode. I loved the aesthetic with the film noir vibes. But I also love that on rewatch, there are little hints you can catch leading up to the ultimate reveal that the culprit isn't anyone involved in the actual mystery story, but rather that the Spock, who has been running diagnostics
I wanted to ensure the computer system is functioning at normal parameters.
and assisting La'an in her murder investigation,
Who's this guy?
Detective Spock. He works with me.
has actually been a homicidal hologram the whole time.
You're not my colleague. You're a hologram. You have been since the moment I walked into the holodeck.
It's pretty subtle, but here are a few of the hints my friends and I picked up on. When La'an first walks into the holodeck, after she's given the prompt, she thinks that the program hasn't started, and finds Spock is in there waiting for her.
You may run and evaluate the program on your command.
So then Spock splits up to go run some diagnostics, and allegedly leaves the holodeck. Before Spock leaves, he actually primes her to ask for his assistance later on.
Thank you, Mr. Spock. But this is a single-player situation.
I am available, should you decide you need my assistance.
And Una's character ends up mysteriously poisoned.
Poison.
And when they're interrogating Kirk's character, when he insists that he hasn't killed anyone, he asks Spock, "Did you?"
Mr. Saint, did you kill Tony Hart and Sonny Lupino?
Nope. Did you?
And as La'an notes, Spock was alone in the room before the chandelier fell that he allegedly rescued her from. And Spock and La'an were separated right before they found that Ortegas' character had also been murdered. And Spock was weirdly detached when he found out that the holodeck was endangering the entirety of the Enterprise crew.
If we're pulling all processing power, they could die. We could all die.
An accurate assessment.
How are you not more concerned?
But La'an doesn't put it all together until she hugs Spock after he gets shot by Pike's character, a pathetic writer who's angry about getting replaced on The Last Frontier.
Hey, wait a minute. Did the network send you? Are you my replacement?
But the reveal is great.
It's you. You're the killer.
It hits so hard if, like me, you didn't pick up on those little hints. And it does fit perfectly with what she asked the holodeck to do.
I asked the computer for a mystery made for me, and it gave me you.
And Spock's presence in particular also made sense with the little sensors recording of their interactions prior to her entering the holodeck.
It watched me earlier with the real Spock, and it knew I'd never suspect him.
It was all set up and ultimately executed really well. I always appreciate when a mystery gives you the pieces to solve the mystery yourself, even if I don't always manage to do it, because it makes it so much more fun on rewatch when you're looking for those little clues that you missed the first time. So I absolutely loved that. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was a great mystery, and I just really liked seeing an episode where we got to have La'an enjoy herself and just have fun and do something silly. Even with the Enterprise in peril, she was still having an absolute blast as Amelia Moon, and I loved that. My biggest criticism is that while I do like La'an and Spock, I like them individually, I like their friendship, and I do admit they have chemistry, Chemistry that was totally obvious during their dance scenes in Wedding Bell Blues. The dances and kiss in this episode feel like they're really speed running a relationship between Spock and La'an. Listen, I get it. They're both great actors. They're both hot. Their characters have chemistry. I understand the desire to ship them. I'm a shipper at heart too. I love a good romance. But even my desperate shipper's heart thinks that this is way too soon. I mean, Spock was pining over Chapel literally 2 episodes ago. And 3 relationships in 3 seasons really is a bit too much, especially in a show that is not a romance. It also kind of undercuts the seriousness for Spock's feelings for Chapel, or T'Pring for that matter, because it seems like each time he ends a relationship, he moves on almost immediately. The fact that we don't really see Spock with anyone in TOS really stresses me out, though. It makes me terrified they're building towards a storyline where they're going to kill off La'an at some point, and that's why Spock is never really with anyone again. And I don't want that, not just because I like La'an, but also just because I despise the trope of the traumatized character who has been through hell finally getting some happiness and then immediately dying. It just makes me immeasurably sad every single time. And even if she doesn't die, La'an better not be a rebound. She deserves to have fun and rediscover her inner child like she did in this episode, and just enjoy herself after everything she's been through. Like, let the woman finally have some peace. But ultimately, I loved this episode, and I'm not really as mad as I should be about Spock and La'an together, so I was pretty happy with it. A few other miscellaneous thoughts I had. I absolutely loved the alternate intro. And the blooper reel at the end. And really all of the Last Frontier clips.
We can't give them our brain cells. We need it for many science reasons.
There were so many little jokes there.
We destroy you first.
I'd like to see you try.
But Captain, what if they can?
And every time I rewatch, I pick up on a couple more. This episode has like infinite rewatch value. And Paul Wesley in particular was so funny in this episode, both as the captain in The Last Frontier.
Wrote the book on space jurisdiction, and I am known for my diction.
And as the hollow actor playing him.
Cancelled, but we're a hit.
Oh, ratings.
I particularly enjoyed the failed Riker maneuver, which is a great little reference from Jonathan Frakes, who directed the episode. Pathetic Pike is also pretty funny, and Una is fantastic. Mbenga is also great in this episode. And I do like that Ortegas gets to do something other than fly the ship. I think it's fun that she's the doctor in The Last Frontier, and an aspiring writer as the holodeck character. I also really liked Scotty in this episode. It's fun to see this young, insecure version of the character. I am sad we didn't get any Pelia, though, because she's on shore leave.
Pally is on shore leave, so you want to call in Spock again?
It's nothing I can't handle.
Which is an interesting way to say we didn't want to pay Carol Kane for this episode. And I know a lot of us predicted this happening with Pelia, but I'm still sad about it because I really like her and Scotty and their little mentor-mentee relationship, and Carol Kane is just so funny, but she has felt underutilized up to this point, and I'm just kind of sad that she's seemingly gone so soon. I'm sure we'll still have her pop back in a couple of times this season, but I think the writing is on the wall in terms of her no longer being the main engineer, and that's kind of a bummer.
My ancestor, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, would write, "The game is afoot."
An ancestor of mine maintained that if you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth.
But that's all I have for you for now. What did you think of this episode? Before the reveal, who did you think was the murderer? What's your favorite holodeck episode? Let me know in the comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe for more videos. See you next time. Wiedersehen.